Welcome to Tired Mommy Revival. Hey mama, are you running on coffee fumes? Feeling like brain fog, fatigue, and anxiety are running the show? Do you wake up dreading the day ahead, already overwhelmed by the endless to-do list and unsure how you'll make it through? Do you long for the energy to enjoy motherhood and care for yourself, but feel stuck and unsure where to start? Let me remind you of something life-changing. You were created for more energy, more clarity, more joy. Hi, I'm Jerusha, certified holistic wellness coach, wife and mom to 2 wild boys and 1 baby girl in heaven. I know the exhaustion you're feeling because I've been there, barely making it through the day, relying on coffee and chocolate to survive, and wondering why nothing I tried ever made me feel better. Then, God stepped in and revealed a powerful truth. A woman's body is beautifully and uniquely designed to thrive. When we align with how God created us, we can boost our energy, bust through fatigue, and step into the vibrant, joy-filled life He has for us. Mama, I'm living proof that it's possible. These days, I wake up refreshed, nourish my body with intention, and navigate the chaos of motherhood with patience and peace. Most days. And I want to help you do the same. If you're ready to swap exhaustion for energy, brain fog for clarity, and guilt for grace, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into practical strategies, faith-filled truths, and empowering tools to renew your health, body, soul, and spirit. Are you ready for this? Let's do it, mama. Let's get honest about something that might rattle you a bit. Your doctor doesn't actually care about your health. Now, before you prickle up at that, hear me out. I'm not saying that your doctor doesn't care about you, because many doctors are compassionate, intelligent people who genuinely want to help. But the unfortunate thing is that the system they're trained in and the way they practice, it's not about health. It's actually about illness management. You see, doctors are trained to diagnose disease, prescribe medications, and perform procedures. That's what we call sick care. They're not trained in wellness, and they're not taught how to help you create energy, restore hormonal balance, rebuild your gut health, or calm chronic inflammation through natural lifestyle changes. That's just not the system they work in. So what happens when you feel awful, exhausted, anxious, bloated, foggy, maybe even in pain, but all your labs come back normal? They tell you you're fine, but you're not. You know you're not. That's what I call the pit in the middle. You're not sick enough to get medical treatment, but you're not healthy enough to function the way that you want to. I want to share a personal story with you about a moment that I can remember so vividly where this happened to me. I remember when I was young, I was like 18, maybe 20, and I was sitting in the doctor's office. I remember seeing the beige tone colors on the wall and sitting on that crinkly white paper that rustled around while I shifted periodically, nervously waiting for the doctor to come in. I had been dealing with fatigue, brain fog, stomach issues, hormonal imbalances, and more. And I was sure that something was wrong because I didn't feel right in my body. And so I had come to have this blood panel done because I was so sure that that would help me understand what was going on. The doctor had been hesitant to allow me to do it. My insurance didn't cover it, but I was confident that if I was able to pay for this, that I would get answers. So I remember finally the doctor came in and she was smiling at me. I was nervous about the results because there were a few things that ran in my family, like diabetes and thyroid disorders. And so I was anxiously waiting to hear the results. And she sat there looking at my charts, and eventually she looked up at me and she said, "Everything looks good. You're fine." I froze. I stared at her blankly, unsure of how to react. What she was telling me should have been good news, but my heart and my stomach were dropping. My head felt dizzy. The hope that I had coming in for help in healing in sight was draining from my body fast. So, in a daze, I thanked her and I left the office feeling so confused. I had wasted the time and the money I had invested. But more than that, all of my symptoms had been invalidated, erased from importance. Why? Because the test said I was fine. What I didn't realize at the time is that the tests have a scale, and doctors only pay attention to the results from one side. We're going to talk about the wellness scale here in just a minute, but first, can we talk about how incredibly disappointing, disheartening, and heartbreaking even it is to go to a doctor and not get answers and support that you're looking for? When you're in search of answers, the first worst thing that could happen is that they come back with an answer that's terrible, or like this life-altering diagnosis like diabetes or cancer or something that you're going to have to live with or overcome. But the second worst thing you can hear is nothing is wrong, because the truth is there's no path forward after that. There's no medicine, there's no supplement, there's no plan to change your lifestyle because you don't even know what you're working towards. And ultimately, it means no one is going to help me. No one is going to help me feel better. No one's going to help me figure out what's going on. And maybe even no one even believes that something is wrong with me. It's an absolutely terrible feeling. It'll make you feel so alone and so hopeless. And ultimately, you're going to continue living uncomfortable, but possibly now with less hope than you'll even get better. Somewhere deep inside of you, you may know that you were made to be well, but you're just not sure how to get there. Let me tell you something really important. When a doctor won't help you, it's not because you're making things up or overreacting. It's because their job is to respond to clear disease. And until you qualify as sick, you're invisible to the system. But it certainly doesn't mean that you don't deserve support. And here's the hard truth that no one wants to say out loud. A doctor will steward your illness, but you must steward your health. If you want to feel well again, if you want energy, clarity, peace, balance, you have to stop waiting for someone to fix it for you. You have to choose to partner with your body, to steward the health that has been given to you. You have to choose to partner with your body. And most importantly, you have to realize that no one will steward your health better than you can. And that's because nobody cares about how great you feel when you wake up in the morning. Nobody cares as much as you about the energy that you have throughout the day to not only do your day-to-day activities, but to go on vacation and enjoy it, to go on a hike and have the energy for it, to do special activities with your kids and have the patience for it. Nobody cares about how you show up in this life more than you do. And so you are most fully equipped to steward your health better than anybody else. But the good news is that you don't have to do it alone. I want to go back to that wellness scale that I mentioned earlier. And if you go into the blog, there's a blog post to accommodate every podcast episode. And sometimes I include additional details or information on there. But if you go on there, you can see this picture of the wellness scale. And On the right-hand side, there's the scale of illness. How sick are you? Okay, so from the middle to the right-hand side, you can see on a scale, how sick are you? And that's what doctors are testing for. They want to see, do your labs come back with a marker that indicates that you are sick enough to receive treatment and usually a medication. But if you're not, if your numbers don't indicate that you are sick enough, then they'll tell you that you're okay. But essentially, what that will do is if you go home and you do nothing and you know you're not fine, basically what they're saying is wait until you feel worse and then come back and then we'll help you. But what's missing from this equation is the whole other side of the wellness scale to the left. So if you are in the middle and you look to the right, there's a scale of illness. But if you look to the left, there is a scale of wellness too. But the typical medical community is not going to look at how healthy you could be or how healthy you should be. They're just looking at, are you sick enough for treatment? And so when you are stuck here in the middle, knowing that you're not quite well enough, you know, I should feel better, but I don't, and you're not quite sick enough to get treatment either, you find yourself stuck in what I called the pit in the middle. You're stuck in this pit of not being healthy like you want to and not being sick enough to get help. So what do you do when you're stuck in the pit in the middle? This is where I found myself years ago, and it would take me many, many years to figure out that this was actually a thing. That when I was stuck in the pit, that there was an alternative source that I could turn to for help besides the doctor's office. And ultimately, I would try to figure that out myself for a lot of years, just trying to figure out nutrition and natural solutions on my own, which took a really, really long time, over a decade before I could really connect all the dots. But it did set me on a path toward better healing. But this is exactly where holistic wellness comes in. Unlike sick care, holistic wellness coaching is focused on the opposite side of the spectrum, which is optimal health. We don't have to wait for illness. We can proactively work now to restore your body gently and naturally. A holistic wellness coach will help you listen to your symptoms and what your body is trying to say, help you connect the dots between different issues, guide you to a personalized root cause approach that fits your life, respect your biochemical individuality because you're not a cookie cutter protocol. You are a unique person with needs and likes and connections that are specialized to who you are. And they'll help you create a real plan, not just vague advice like, oh, you need to eat healthier or reduce your stress or work out more, with no real understanding of what that actually means. They'll help you create a real plan, a real tangible, actionable plan to move forward with. And then they'll provide you the accountability and support to help you walk out that plan too. That kind of support doesn't just help you feel better temporarily. It helps you restore the natural systems God designed in your body to work well. And that is what real health stewardship looks like. And here's the thing I love the most. As you steward your own health, you're modeling something powerful to your family. Your kids are watching. They see how you prioritize rest, nourishment, movement, and healing. They learn to listen to their bodies too. And they learn that wellness is something that we both protect and nurture, not something we outsource. You're not just creating a better season for yourself, you're creating a legacy of wellness within your family. A legacy of wellness that will equip your children to show up fully for the life that God has for them, that's free from preventable illness, free from confusion about how their body works, and what they should eat and what's good for them, and free to run strong with endurance the race set before them. So if you're stuck in the middle now, not sick, but not well, I want you to know that there is another way. You don't have to settle for feeling blah and being told that it's all in your head. You can choose to step into your role as the steward of your body. Your health matters, you matter, and you were created for wellness. If this episode spoke to you, I want you to consider joining the Live Healthy Mama course, where I walk you step by step through rebuilding your energy and restoring your health as a woman. Or if you want something more personalized, check out my one-on-one coaching option too. You don't have to do this alone, but you do get to start today. Mama, I hope this episode blessed you and reminded you that you were beautifully and uniquely made to thrive. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to take a moment to leave a rating and review. Not only does it encourage me, but it helps more tired mamas discover the hope, healing, and energy they've been searching for. You're not in this alone. Make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Together, we'll reclaim your energy, renew your health, and revive your spirit, one step at a time. Until next time, remember, you are beautifully designed by God to live with energy, clarity, and joy. You're not just surviving, mama. You're stepping into the vibrant life you were created for. I'm cheering you on.